Today, I will be taking my OneWheel and turning it into a Flying Nimbus. And I'm going to do something that I haven't done in a very, very long time. So for the video, I'm going to go through like the steps of how to make a Flying Nimbus cover for your OneWheel. And for your OneWheel still be safe to ride, like a 50-50. So I'm trying to get this done in time for critical mass. So there's two ways of making a Flying Nimbus cover that I know of. The first, which is the more drawn out way, is I can use all these crafting materials I have before me and craft together a Flying Nimbus cover that will go over the board. Or two, the more preferable way, the easier way, I can just simply power up.
Fly away, fly away. 体中に広がるパノラマ。顔を蹴られた地球が起こって。I know. Hey, Flying Nimbus! Whoa!
Yellow spray paint. Great stuff. Foam installation, knife, more foam insulation, duct tape, one industrial trash bag, just a bunch of cardboard. I don't want to block any of this because I think it's going to be dangerous, or any of this. So the foam, the support's going to be like right here. So what I'm going to do is put this around it. I'm just trying to get this, see how this works.
All right, Nimbus, let's jet!
So this piece we sprayed out is just going to be like the anchor piece, and when it's done, it perfectly fits the OneWheel. It kind of actually snaps in place. So it's interesting because it formed up under here. So it actually snaps in over top the bumper. So next we're gonna put a frame around it. So okay, so now I got like the basic frame. So this piece here is gonna be like kind of like the base that hooks in, and it's kind of cool because the way it is now, it snaps into place. I'm keeping this area completely free of anything, and what I'm going to do is build like a frame out so my feet have room to pivot in here, and I'm going to build up the front of it here, slope down and back up, and then down and create like a tail at the end, keeping in mind of how it rests here, so it's going to slope up. So this doesn't look like it makes a lot of sense right now. Yeah, the cardboard doesn't look great right now, but that's okay. The cardboard's gonna hold the molding in place as it hardens, and the molding itself should just be like one piece to go over the hoverboard. I mean, there's a better way to do this for sure, but I think this will work. Yeah, this looks like a third grader made it, but it'll work, I think. The foam could expand over the wheel, so we'll make sure the wheels are covered. That's a big thing. Shake for 60 seconds. Also, the other foam that I had was the crack and sealant filler. This one here is big gap filler, so I'm hoping it's going to make more cloud-like shapes. Shake it to the left, shake it to the right, shake it all day and shake it all night.
Hey, you two, go on in.
Good. Right this way, please. Once you cross the threshold, you ought to spend a year in the room. But when you leave, only a day will have passed.
So it's kind of expanding here. I don't know. Also, gloves. This stuff like you don't want to get on your skin. Here, I want to make sure like I have like a solid connection here because that's how it's going to anchor in. And it's just going to touch down slightly on the fin for support, but nothing's going to touch in the front.
now that's using the old noggin. Chala, hey, chala.
It's coming together and it's looking fantastic. So I got the first structure done. Just take a look at this right now. Like the cardboard's not necessary. The styrofoam is hardened into like a pretty stable piece. And like what's really cool about it is the way that this dried around here, there's like little lips. So when it expanded, it like wrapped itself around the wheel well. Yeah, it clicks into place on the one wheel. So it's like super stable on it. So what I'm gonna do now is put on like the final layer and have it expand out more. I'm finding a little bit goes a long way. So what I wanna do, this is just a drop of like the big gap filler. So the big gap filler, you can see that it expands quite a bit. And this is the smaller crack stuff. Spots like right in through here, I wanna put a little bit extra in, and where it's more for decor, I'm just gonna put a little bit and see how far it expands out. The cardboard I can cut away at any point. I know it's really hard to kind of visualize now, but it is definitely coming together and I'm super excited for it. Final stages of the Nimbus. So right now, as you can see, the Nimbus is pretty much complete. I've already taken it out for a couple test runs. It works awesome. The response is awesome to it. The last thing that I want to do with it is put a coat of resin over top of it. So what the resin is going to do is make it more durable. It's going to give it more longevity of life. Essentially, it's guaranteed to wreck at some point. I want the Nimbus to be able to survive the impact. So I went to Home Depot and I got clear resin that I'm gonna coat with it so it doesn't detract from the look of the Nimbus. And the only other thing that happened that I didn't film is I obviously spray painted it yellow. There's a product called Glaze Coat, and it's basically a clear resin. And what I'm gonna do is mix it together and coat this one last time with the resin. I have some gloves. 3 cups of similar size, and that you can mark a measurement because you have to mix 2 chemicals of equal measurements together into a 3rd cup.
We have lots of